So today we're gonna talk about main ideas. How do we get the main ideas? Okay, so now you have a text here. Okay, you're going to read it first. Okay, and then we're gonna find the main idea. Okay, let's go. Yes, let's go. First, you're going to draw a mind map.
Mind map.
A mind map. Like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the whole, all of it doesn't matter the space.
Wait. They draw the head larger than the rest of the body on a range way, not on haphazard.
Haphazard. Not randomly. Thank you, Rima. Okay. What did you understand from the first paragraph?
The first paragraph shows that there is a relationship between age and cold.
Great. Next paragraph. Make a relationship between the first paragraph, second paragraph, and third paragraph. Now you are in the last one. You have to what did you understand from the first one and the second one to create the last one. Start doing this. Not only. Is it familiar with not only?
Not only age can affect of colds, but also economic can.
Okay. So try to use like a background. Please give me this one. Try to use when you. Okay, just a minute. Okay, when you paraphrase, you have to use your background, okay, of the paragraph and the context here to find the proper paraphrase or the main idea. Okay, you have to use your deep understanding, depend on the background and the context. All the paragraphs are related with each other. You cannot separate them. So you have to use this paragraph and this paragraph and this paragraph to find the main idea of each one. I know that you are going to find the main idea from here, but you have to use also the information that you have here. Okay? Is it easy? Yeah, I feel that you understand now, okay? Great. Now, how do we paraphrase after we find the main idea? Is it easy? Now you can cover the original one and
Main idea.
yes.
We can use brainstorm and main idea.
Main idea. Don't look at the original one. Don't look at the original one. Yes? It's easy. So now try to just orally. Yes, orally. Okay. The last one, the last paragraph. Yes. The last paragraph. Please paraphrase, Shima. I feel that you know. You can say it's not only cold, it's not only
We can say it's not only age can affect on cold, but the incomes in the families to lower income may cause cause in cold more than who have a high income.
It's easy. You are now didn't look at the original one. You create your own one, okay? Your own style, your own words. So it's easy. That's paraphrase. This is not plagiarism, you know? Not plagiarism. You didn't have the same one from here, but you use the same information from here, okay? Let's see the first paragraph, please. First paragraph. Do you understand how do we find the main idea? It depends on what there are some stages that you have to follow. Yes. When you find the main idea, what is the first step that you have to do?
Brainstorm.
Yes.
Brainstorm. Then take main idea of every paragraph.
Yes.
Then when we from them we write paraphrase.
We write paraphrase, we write the main idea, depending on understanding. That's
Yeah.
why we draw the Turkish song. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for today. Just taste it. Paraphrase. The results of research for the University of Public Health found out that age is one of the main reasons for affecting colds. It clarified that children in their first year infected more than 6 colds. Until third year, boys have more colds than girls. But after this age, girls are more susceptible to colds. Middling colds for teens are 2 for boys and 3 for girls. Then move to paragraph number 3. Economy effects on incomes average for people to cold infections. The study observed that rich families have decline in cold infection. In contrast, poor families who have low income, they suffer about 3 colds, and they obliged living in crowded slums, which allow colds to navigate between them and impact negatively in diet. Researchers still wondering that insufficient diet affects on cold or not. Yes. Okay, thanks for group 1. Really, I like your job, but next time inshallah, you will do best, okay? Now, individual, she works individual, yes. So what did you understand from this one? How do we get the main idea? Yes, yes.
The first thing we learned how to get the main idea from the paragraph. We already know how to get the main idea. We must read the paragraph, and what we understand from the paragraph is the main idea. Okay, then we move to posing a question. How to write a posing question? This question must show your deep understanding of the paragraph.
It's not stated directly.
Exactly. Maybe it's directly or indirectly, but the same. But it must show your deep understanding of the paragraph. It must be criticality in it.
You add your criticality to the context.
To the context. Then we studied how to paraphrase paragraph. To paraphrase the paragraph, you have 2 steps. Stop, think, paraphrase. First of all, you are going to read the paragraph. And when?
مش هتشرك علي. Yes. Okay. Again. عشان تبين.
Stop, think, paraphrase. The first thing we are going to stop reading the paragraph. Then we are start to guess its meaning or to guess the main ideas that the paragraph has. After this, we are going to close the paper and start thinking about the general meaning of the paragraph. The idea that the things that we knew from this paragraph is called the thing that we are going to paraphrase. For example, when I read the paragraph, the ideas, the information that I get that I'm going to use in paraphrasing. In paraphrasing,
I use a modern technique which can attract the attention of my students if I become a teacher, inshallah. Teacher in university, inshallah. According to Pamela, this is the first picture. Here, Pamela, she was weaving with his pens and needles, with his tools in the house, in the summer house. Her master became, and she started to go away. But I used the dialogue, as you see here. He told her, "Don't go, Pamela. I've just something to say to you, and you always fly me when I came near you, as if you were afraid of me." She stand up and tell him that she never mind about going away, but she must do her chores, her house chores. Now, in the next board, in the next picture, he remind Pamela of the offer of the lady which asked her to work with her in her house, but Mr. Jervis told Pamela, "Had you not rather stay with me than go to Lady?" And here we have in the third board, she responds, "Your Honor will forgive me, but as you have no lady for me to wait, I must go to work to another lady." He, in the fourth board, as you see, Mr. Jeffrey be at the nearest point of her, and he kissed her and told, "Because you are a little fool and know not what good for yourselves." She tried to escape and to go away his house, his palace. She become near to the door, but he become quicker than her and stand in front of the door and prevent her to go out. He told her, "I'll do you no harm, Pamela. Don't be afraid of me." She responds, "I won't stay you won't hussy. Do you know whom you speak to?" "Yes, I do, sir. Too well. Well, may I forget that I'm your servant when you forget what belongs to a master." In the last picture, Pamela was crying and tried to being away from the palace, and finally we have a big wedding between Mr. Jeffers and Pamela, and this is the result of Pamela's chastity. Thanks.
Okay, so here I like the using here of a storyboard when you mentioned use a storyboard and using dialogues. It's very important here to mention dialogue and sound effect to your yes, it's not too long and not too short. Yes, the main points, great. And I like the sound effect that you use. You were drawing really great.